All right.
It's 1:30 already. It's morning.
Yes. And what a lovely morning. Good morning.
Good morning. We've talked the whole night through.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Morning Roast. And I am, of course, your roast host, Mr. Kino Subway. And I cannot announce Sim yet because he hasn't woke up yet and joined us. But I have two of the three guests with me so far. We have Mr. Aleandro.
What's up?
And we have Mr. David Feed.
Good morning, chat.
And in case you didn't notice, Mr. Feed, I do not have a female guest today, so you can't be hitting on nobody.
I can be just as raunchy and nasty and everything.
There you go.
I'm not going to be tempted into some silly comments. I saw that on the other chat. People will say, yeah, that's the horn dog of Chris's chat." I'm like, oh my god, I'm making myself a reputation. I'm going to chill down. I'm going to, very professional, very,
Oh no. It's all in good fun, Mr. Feed.
Yeah, no, of course not, but still.
We all love to have you around.
Yeah, that's what we were talking, before. I say, yeah, you love because you love to roast me, or your audience loves to roast me. It's for you.
We got Mr. Greg Levitre here. He says, "Oh
my goodness, Mr. Alpha Male."
Hey, there's Boogie. Hey, Boogie.
Hey, how's it going? I had to find my mic.
Oh, no worries. We just got started. How are you getting along today?
I'm getting along pretty good. I woke up, took a cold shower, and I'm up and at it right now.
Yeah,
Cold shower?
Yeah, it wakes you up in the morning.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No, I can't do cold showers.
Yeah.
I spend enough time in the cold. That's where I work. I don't want to be cold anymore than I have to.
Oh, no.
Oh, Frog G was here. He said he can't stay, but he dropped in to say hi. And he said also check out support these great artists. Frog G is a great promoter. He's always promoting folks on Twitter.
Yeah, and whenever he's like a mod on a chat, he's always spamming the campaigns. That is so cool.
Rustillion Dave says, "All right, me babbers."
All right. Yeah, you should invite him as well. He's the Mr. Walking Movie Library.
Yeah. Do you want to come in, Dave? If you want, I'll send you the link. Oh, gosh dang it. There we go. Mr. Soul Ion says, "Welcome to the Morning Roast, where Chris invited several guests at once to have more excuses for being late." Good morning, Chris, Sim, David, Aleandro, BoogieBot, and chat. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, Mr. Boogie, your comic also looks pretty cool. The Robert. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been working a lot on it recently. I've been kind of like out of it on Twitter for the past couple of weeks, just mostly because I've been trying to get some of the pages done on it.
Nice.
Yeah,
What's your comic?
I'm sorry?
What's your comic?
Oh, it's Robert, the sci-fi steampunk western.
It's this year.
There it is.
All right. Nice.
Yeah. How far in are you into your progress on it?
I'm about 50% of the way done with all the artwork in there. So there's only about 30 pages left to go.
Mr. Sam.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Sim.
How's it going, guys?
Going really, really well.
Yeah, so far so good.
So going over Robert.
Well, yeah, we just got started.
Sorry if I was a little bit late. I had some things to deal with.
No, I always when I think about this Robert project, I always thought that you chose to do robots because it's easier to make their faces in terms of it's all square and whatever, no. But your robots have so much expression. It's like that cover, like that robot. The way he opens his mouth is so full of emotion. I'm impressed at how much expression and emotion you put in the faces of these robots. That's why it's super cool.
You really think that drawing expression with the emotionless robots it's easier? I think it's harder to sell an emotion with a lifeless object.
Yeah.
Truthfully,
That's
like truthfully with me, like I find it a little bit easier to actually make expressions with the robots than I do with like Charles, the human that's part of the group. But I think it's just mostly because I've drawn like robots for like a good chunk of like my life that I feel like I'm able to kind of give them a little bit more like expressions,
Mhm.
yeah. No,
So
no,
is that a robot cowboy that I'm looking at?
Yep, that's a robot cowboy right there. Yeah, because
I
there's
actually-
in the world of Robert, there's different factions of robots.
Yeah.
They all have like different genres that they've all kind of like adopted. So the main set of robots that we see in this book, they call themselves there's a gang called like the Western Bot Gang. But
Mhm.
then later in the book, we'll see that there's a punk rock bot gang.
Mhm.
Oh, that's cool.
All right.
That's
So,
awesome.
actually, I actually have a robot cowboy in one of my stories that I plan to tell one day. So, I'm gonna sue you for copyright infringement. It's okay.
That
I
was
think
my
I
idea.
think it works the other way around.
Yeah,
The one that sells furs.
that's true. Yeah.
It's
Forget about
whichever one that comes out
Insane.
afterwards. Like the
Yeah.
one that comes out after is the guy who can sue.
Special.
Forget I said anything.
Okay, Robert, file. Okay, I'm filing the suit right now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna ignore it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Yes,
We
I'm although in
gotta-
the United Kingdom, so I don't think it can reach me over here. Can it?
Cool. Yeah, I'm from Canada. I can reach anywhere.
Oh wow, Canada. So what's the thing about Canada and the United States? Why this animosity? I know there's some
There's no animosity. We used to be best friends until 9/11.
nothing but love.
Oh, and then
Until
what happened?
9/11, then 9/11, the entire shit happened, and there was a little bit of separation. But before all that, we used to be best buds, like like favorite cousins type of thing.
Yeah, but why the separation? I don't understand.
9/11 happened, and then there was the idea that people can come from everywhere. You know what happens with attacks? Attacks are made to create distrust between other. It's divide, and conquer, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
they divided America. America is the entire continent, meaning, the West America, South America, Central America, everything separated right now. We used to be able to travel from one side to the other, no problem.
You're
Like
right.
it just makes people feel uneasy whenever there's like
Yeah.
I guess like for foreigners just like coming to their home where they're just like, oh, why did they come over here, sort of thing.
Like before, I could just go, Chris, I like the house next to your house. Next to your house, buy it. I'm on my way.
But
Doesn't
wasn't
work
it?
that way
I
anymore.
mean,
Yeah, neighbors.
I would think that it would be, there would be only concern in terms of religious extremism. I mean, Canada doesn't strike me as a Muslim country.
No, not really, but there is a lot of Muslims that immigrated here, and that's where they came through. Some of them came through here for the 9/11 incident,
Oh, I see. I understand.
and
Oh,
Mexico,
okay.
and Mexico. So they came from the other sides, because you can't come from the middle of America.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
Uh-oh.
you do that through a few years, and you break it out like it happened here.
Yeah.
Like in the
You see,
States.
I learned something new today.
Mr. Sims, Soul saying here, he says, hello, Sleeping Beauty. I watched
What's
your
up?
first stream replay on Critical Blast today. Quite liked it, except for some French guy who wouldn't shut up. Jeez, but good show.
Good morning, bro.
Yeah, I saw that one too. That was fun.
And again, I'm sorry if I'm late a bit. My bro is really sick this morning, so.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh, that's- Well, Mexico and the States, they have always had a weird relationship. Like Mexicans, they love the gringos, and also we love the gringos, and we hate the gringos. There's like some sort of a
It's like a love-hate
love-hate
Yeah, yeah, but
relationship.
dude,
Yes,
Spaniards hate everyone. They hate each other.
Spaniards. We're not Spaniards. We're Mexicans. Man. We hate the Spaniards. Actually,
That's my point. Spanish people, they Chileans don't like the Mexican. The Mexican don't like the Chilean. The Argentinian think they're the best if I fucking think
oh yeah, the
Spanish in
Argentinians
the
are the
world.
worst. I think
Then I know I dated an Argentinian for 2 years.
There's so many histories
Los
in this thing. I think
Estios.
like one country invaded the other, and this one invaded the next one, and this one invaded the other one. So there's like a whole chain of hatred because they were invaded at some point. And
What?
they were,
You have a
like,
different accent? I hate you.
they have a different accent.
I know. One says yo, one says show, and now they want to fight a war. Now back to books. Are they fighting a war because they don't have the same DSL?
How did you say, Joe? Okay, say that again. Oh no, that's nobody likes the Mexican. He's saying Edwin de Isa Acevedo. Oh,
Sim, were you on an Ethan stream at one point?
Not really. I dropped when he was doing the drop by open mic there. I was there only once.
All right, because I for some reason I feel like I remember you were swearing about something, and I feel like I remember Ethan going like, all right, Sim, this guy, I don't know, I'm not sure.
Nope.
Hatch
All right.
is saying to
It
Mr.
was,
B.
it was probably not him. It was probably some what's his name, Drew.
So some other Hispanic man.
Yeah, you're mistaking him for some other Frenchman.
Where are you from, Sim? You're French.
No, I'm not French. I'm Canadian. Meaning
All
I'm
right, you're
French.
Canadian man.
I'm
sorry.
I'm from
Mhm.
Quebec. Yeah.
All right, okay.
So not that type of French.
All right, the
I
good
just-
type.
I
The
just
good
speak
kind.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And some people say I'm Puerto Rican. Go figure.
Yeah, but you don't have any French accent at all. You sound,
No,
Spanish, Mexican.
I'm a
Yeah.
child of the world. I know French. I know English, and I know some Spanish.
He hides
All
it
right.
well.
Wow.
nice.
Yeah.
Greg's asking Sim, did your dog also eat your homework?
No, I don't have a dog. I have a bro, and he's in extreme pain.
Got Hatch with us today.
What's up? Sometimes I think Greg needs to come out of the closet because he's having a lot of fetishes and dreams about me.
All right, that is an alpha male champion.
He thinks he is, but he
is
has
a-
a thing for an alpha male like me.
He is an apex predator.
He seems to be smelling my ass a lot.
Now,
Oh no.
now before we go any further, we need to focus on columns of creation because Mr. Aleandro says he can only be with us for at
Yep.
most an hour.
That's the one I know the less of. So let's go. I want to know more about it.
Please,
Yeah.
I want you to know more. Thank you.
So, what is columns of creation about, Mr. Aleandro?
Well, it's the story of these cosmic beings, which in my story are the elements of nature, the embodiments of them, who have created things in the universe for eons, and now decided they would like to come on Earth for a vacation of sorts, to experience all the things that they've never gotten to experience. Right? They're depressed, they're feel accomplished, and all that stuff. So they want to experience some things that we take for granted on our planet. And so that's what happens really in the first volume, and they have to acquire documents and trying to infiltrate our society as people who don't exist in our world. How are they going to do that, right? So there's going to be some illegal activity and stuff like that. But the overall story is that their journey is going to be abruptly interrupted by this guy you are looking at, Paradox, whom is the embodiment of black holes. And we will see him. You will be able to see him at work in action in this first volume. You'll be able to see some of the things that he can do. Some of them quite horrifying, and why he does that. He's been living on our planet peacefully for a long time, but a tragic event takes place, and he feels nothing but rage from that point onwards. And so the columns of creation will have to stand between that wrath and the Earth's survival, essentially. Yeah.
Okay, so this is our merry band of elementals here.
So you can't see one of them, Earth, but if you guys go to, in your own time as well, on columnsofcreation.com, you can see a lot of stuff there, including the full cover and the pages, all the pages that we have so far. So you have fire. I'll tell you from the front, right to left, front to back. We have fire, light, wind, water, dark, and lightning, and then earth at the very back.
I was waiting for you to say heart there and be like, oh, I got to.
I was waiting to hear. Oh, and then they all form Captain Planet.
Yeah. I was like, oh, all right.
But his artwork looks really sweet, though.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do like the art.
Yeah.
And you said that they're going to be doing like illegal activities which makes realistic sense because they're basically like illegal aliens and they're
right.
They can't get normal jobs, I guess.
Right. Well, they don't have. Okay, so let me put it this way, because Adam Post was inquiring about this, right? He was saying, well, since they're the columns of creation, can they just wave their hands and make it, a passport or birth certificate or money? Well, they certainly could do that. They can. That is one of their abilities. But they have morals, so they actually make the active choice of not using their powers during their stay in our world, right? Because it's a vacation. So when you go on vacation from your job, you're not going to do your job on the side. You're just going to leave it behind you for a while. So, and of course, rules can be broken in case of emergency. So we will see them. We will see them at work, and will be challenged. They will be challenged by things like that. They'll have to find creative ways to get around obstacles that are more down to earth. No pun intended, and also obstacles that are more, of their size.
Yeah, it makes sense that you can create money, but if it's not serialized or if it's not part of the system, you could get caught. Like, hey, this is false money and stuff like that. So it makes sense that they try to craft their way into our society.
Well, I mean, even if they get caught, David, what are we going to do to them? The police going to try to do something like that? They're just going to be like, nope, and be like turn us into like salt or something.
Well, here's the thing, Chris. Somebody else was saying, are they coming like to our world just like sort of like fuck some of us, have fun, experiment with some drugs, live the life. This is not them, right? These are very likable characters. I want you to like them because I like them. They're very different. They have different personalities, but they are benevolent. It is in their nature to create, not destroy. So they basically, if they got caught, there isn't much that we can do about it, obviously, but it is going to have consequences internally speaking, because it's going to create turmoil within the family. These are siblings. I don't know if I mentioned that. These are all brothers and sisters, and they have parents. And so it is going to create turmoil, and the turmoil will create consequences. And if they wanted to create fake money, they would be able to replicate money exactly as they are, because that's what they do, right? They observe, and they can replicate the structure, the internal structure of our currency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Greg's telling me I read his joke like 10 minutes late. Well, Greg, I'm over here trying to keep David Feed in line. He's a wild man. It's hard to do that and watch the chat.
Yeah, and we already have one co-host in the chat. Come on.
Hatch is asking you, Sim, when's Blood Hunt 2?
And I answered,
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. It's called Hey Hatch. They're going to be a Blood Hunt Doc Sailing crossover this year and maybe a second crossover, but no Blood Hunt number 2 till 2022 so far. And he goes, we're going to fight Sim.
All right. So with our main group here, our protagonists,
Mhm.
I assume that they've been alive for quite some time. Is their maturity level like that of adults or like teenagers?
They're adults.
Okay.
They're adults. I think of them, obviously they'll take human form when they come to our planet, and I think of them as late 20s.
Okay.
Let's just say. I mean, that's the form they take, but it is not accurate to compare them to us in terms of maturity slash the way they look, because they have existed since they created the universe. So as old as a universe is, that's how old they are. But you have to also consider that they haven't really interacted with any species that have come to be on the planets they have created. Another thing that somebody was asking me about is like, are they our creators? They're not our creators. They have created the planets, suns, stars, and everything in the stars. And then in my story, I'm using the theory of evolution. It still stands. So we come to be through evolution, but they are the ones who created our planet, right? And so, as old as they are, and as young as they look when they come here, still they are more complex than that because they've never really interacted that much with sentient beings. So the only things that they've interacted with really is themselves, is each other, and light and dark have a history on, dark on our planet. It is a story that I would like to tell someday, with the Indians and cowboys, and light on an alien world. So they are the only two that have somehow interacted with other species.
Okay. I see that Dark, he's got kind of like a demonic appearance here. Could he have potentially like influenced our perception of, say, demons and stuff? Because we normally have that look in our popular
Yeah.
imagery.
Yeah, definitely, because in this world that I'm creating, these are not gods. I don't present them as gods, right? I present them as more than gods, but without the pride and without the feeling of superiority that usually gods have. Like, if you watch Thor, the MCU movie, how Loki and Thor feel superior to everybody, right?
Mhm.
This may be the case for some of them at times, because much like us, they change their mind, and they have sometimes they're on the wrong path, sometimes on the right path, but they don't feel God as gods, and they are superior to gods in terms of power. But they have been seen as gods by many civilizations before, Dark in particular. You could say, I'm sure that, Native Americans worship, and that's why the story takes place in that time, because, there's a strong connection between Native American culture and the moon and the wolf, the night, essentially, and that will give me a chance to tell an even darker story. Since this is dark, I can tell more of a horror story, if you will, with elements that involve the horrible things that the Westerners were doing back then to Native Americans, and the horrible things that the Native Americans were doing back to them. And he's gonna fall in love with a human woman, and so it's gonna be one of those stories. But yeah, in short, they have been seen as gods, and it is totally possible that they have influenced the way we think about things.
Let's see. I better get caught up on this chat here. I got a lot. Chat's moving fast today.
Yeah, I know.
Hatch is saying work on elevator pitch, then explain after pitch. It draws in more people faster. Greg saying yep. Then he said 30 seconds. Then he says Fancy Man has a website.
This would make an amazing fighting game. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
2D fighting game with these characters. That'd be super cool.
No, they'd all be kind of unique. Yeah. Have like unique specials and everything.
By the way, did you say hi to Pops that joined us? We have Crystal in the chat.
That said, I'm way behind on the chat here.
Oh, you're still just there?
Yeah. Soul says Sim is so happy someone asked about Blood Hunt at all. Hey, Pops.
I
Pops is doing
don't
good.
know. You think he keeps taking puns at Bloodhound? It's just sad because he didn't get it yet.
And we got Miss McGee. Always great to see you, Miss McGee. Control yourself, feed.
You also have Pops that joined us, dude.
I
Is
said
he,
Pops.
is he a she or is Pops a lady? What do you mean control myself?
Let's see.
You are a beast, so
Oh no. When is this columns of creation coming out?
I'm not sure yet. I'm still pondering when I'll release it. So you guys want to sign up to that pre-launch page as soon as possible, because you're gonna get an exclusive trading card. That trading card up there, Paradox, that is a trading card. You can see the full image on my Instagram at Aleandro_V.S, like my name here. And Twitter, you find me under the same handle. But that would be the only way to get that trading card. And of course, if you need to back any physical perk.
looks interesting.
Yeah, there will
I
be
design
8 cards in total. So you guys need to sign up to this, or you might be missing the last one, which is the first one.
Soul's telling me Dunkle Ziffer says hello. Hello, Dunkle Ziffer. Having beer and spicy crisps. What's spicy crisps, Sim?
Something spicy and it's a crisp. Crisps are usually chips.
Like those
Spicy
potato
chips.
Oh, like the potato things?
Yeah, the chips, yeah.
Crunchy?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah. Dunkle Ziffer wanted me to wear the Rob Zombie shirt last time, didn't he? Yeah, so There you go. I'm wearing it today, so I must have knew he was going to be with Soul. Pops is saying hail Crom. But this Paradox trading card, what's it going to be like? Is there going to be like I know some people do like the power levels on the back, or like they do like the background of the character.
So if you, let me see, give me a sec. I'm gonna go on my Instagram and I'm gonna share my screen so I can show it to you. All right?
Alrighty.
All right. Just give me a second.
So keep going through the chat, Chris.
Oh, I've hit the bottom.
This Mr. Pops Van Sant, I don't know who that is, but he's talking about a Facebook group where they're making like an event this Sunday.
Yeah, we're all part of it.
Yeah.
Where have you been, David?
Yeah, where you been?
We've been talking about it before. It's like you don't watch the show.
So here's the full.
I'm just kidding. It's he does one of those YouTube type of cons where he does a one day during the weekend, and he does the full weekend one. So
Yeah, I'll be on his show actually. When is it gonna be? On Saturday. Yeah.
Yep, he's a really cool guy.
Tomorrow. I'm sorry. Tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh,
losing track of the days. Yeah. So this is the full trading card. So you have the character name, description of the character, and then a quote from the character. And then this is what the front side looks like, and this is the back. All right.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Yeah, and here are all of them actually. All the other cards. Here we go. Fire. You got water.
Yeah, I like the little frame, and then it has like the nice back. Yeah, it looks good.
You got lightning. So if you guys like these, if you like trading cards, and if you like this art and everything, you want to make sure that you sign up to the thingy, because you might miss these. There you go.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm really liking those. Yeah.
And actually, since I'm sharing the screen, I might as well. So this is the website, columnsofcreation.com. Nice and simple. So if you go to it, click on colors versus black and white, there are many pages you can check out. But if you go on this one, you'll be able to see all the pages we've got available so far, which is 6 of them. So here's one of the pages. Here's another one. Here's another one. This will be a alternate cover as well, without, of course, the lettering. The variant cover. Here's another page. Another page. Here's some. Where is it? Some titties. There you go.
I did say in the chat, yeah, it's food and sex, and someone was complaining about that. But now you show this, I'm like,
There
I was
you
right.
go. Channel's leaving.
Oops, casual titties.
It was
Yes.
fun. It was fun while
Yeah.
it lasted, guys.
Oh no, no, it's not a copyright
Yeah.
claim. What's the
Yeah. Well, I think
going against the
we're
terms
gonna-
of YouTube?
We did
They're
the
gonna-
worst thing that we could ever do. We showed some titty on YouTube. That's the
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah. Well, we're also streaming to Facebook, so that'll get blocked.
Yeah, it's not long enough for our bot to notice it.
Let's
To him,
see.
it's just circles and that speed.
Oh, Dunkles, if it was happy, remembered and gave me a standing applause. There we go. Soul saying Pops is legit. That's right. We all like Pops. Oh, McGee likes the cards as well. She says those cards
Yeah.
look sweet.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
And Soul's putting your website in there.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm going to go ahead and I'll play the little video here.
Oh, thanks. I forgot about that.
There we go. Yeah, I really like the artwork.
Thank you, man.
I like the principle that it's like a different telling of the tale of the Titans. I like it.
Thank you. So the artist name is Mattia Monaco, and he's Italian. I'm Italian. Yay! Then we've got the colorist. He's Carlos Moreno. I'm a big fan of my colorist. Obviously, I'm a big fan of everybody. But my colorist in particular, he really goes above and beyond, creating all these highlights, a whole new dimension to the drawing. And if you go on the website again, there's a black and white version of the pages and of the cover, and you can compare them, what they look like with colors and without colors. And the difference is just incredible. And Letter's name is Dave Lentz. And by the way, speaking about black and white, one of the perks will be the black and white book. So because the art, again, you can see it on the website, it stands on its own, even without colors. And I know that there's like an audience out there that really loves black and white comics, so I want to do that for them.
Okay. Yeah,
The
I
colors on the Earth monster or Earth creature, they're so cool.
Yeah, thanks.
All the grass and the shading and the parts that are rocks. Yeah, I like that one.
And if you notice, actually, he looks a little different on the trading card. That is actually on purpose because Earth's skin changes, much like the flora on our planet. It mutates, so he will look always different.
oh, does he go through the seasons? Kind of.
Actually, that's a smart idea, but no, I'm not gonna have him do that. You know why? Because one of the ideas behind them as characters, one of the inspirations was Power Rangers. So I need them to have their own colors at all times. I can't, because you
Okay.
already have light is white. So if it's winter, then it would be cool to have him have snow on him somehow, but that takes away from the other characters. So they all have their own colors essentially.
Well, that makes sense. Got you. Let's see here. Pop says this looks amazeballs.
Amazeballs. I love that.
Is it going to be like all of them like a team, or is like one of them is a protagonist, or like how do you?
They're all protagonists. These are all protagonists. Obviously, some of them, may be more in the spotlight than others. I can tell you right away that as the story is written right now, because I keep on changing it, because I'm trying to really maximize the quality of content you get in these pages. As it stands right now, the characters that I focus the most in this first volume, you get pretty much all of them coming to our world and doing the things that I told you. We're not focusing on anybody in particular, except maybe for fire and wind, because they are at odds with each other. They always have been. But later on, I focus more on lightning and water and wind as characters. Earth will also have a very, very important role going forward. So but they all chip in. They are all important.
I really like the Earth guy. I already can feel that he would be, like a grappler kind of character in a fighting game. Like I'm already imagining his moves in the game. I really like his design and they're all kind of thin or well built, if you like. And this guy is so different, massive. Like that's cool.
Well, he looks, again, this is also on the website. If you guys are into seeing process images and stuff, I actually draw myself, and I drew the first 60 pages of the comic, and he then went on and based the final pages on those drawings. But I had drawn a cover as well, and although I will never imagine to compare myself to him, it is. In fact, it is a very different cover, and Earth is a very different character. He looks a lot more like Groot in my version. Why did I do that? Because at the time I thought I was going to draw the comic myself, and so I knew that I wanted them to have very simple designs so that I could draw them. This is 7 characters, so they're already a lot of characters. So you need to have them as simple looking as possible. But hey, if my artist is ready to draw Earth panel after panel with all that detail, that's up to him. But he does a thing that I don't do, which helps him a lot in cases such as that, which is he blacks out big areas. You see all this shadow under his face, Earth's face. This is one of his strengths. He uses shadows like that and saves him time, I would assume, and also creates a very dramatic effect.
Yeah, that makes sense. If he's so big, if he hunches over, then everything below is going to be shadow, no?
Yeah, that's right.
That's a good shortcut. Yeah.
All right. Well, Dave's question did not get answered. Is it Earth's time of the month?
It's always Earth's time of the month. Right? This is planet Earth, so it's always that time of the month.
Now, see, when I first seen him, that little nose with that brownness to it made me think of like in the cartoons when they get like sick or have the flu, their nose gets all red. That's what it made me think of. I was like, oh, he's sick.
The Earth is sick.
Dave's saying this book's going to do really well, and he says
I
we're
hope.
happy to have Aleandro with us in CG UK.
Yeah, I'm happy that you have me.
Well, what is this here? All these groups are like, is there like a CG draft going on or something where they just get people into their group?
No, but here's the thing. Remember, some of the best comics in the history are from Vertigo, and they happened because of the so-called British invasion at the time. Neil Gaiman, Alan Moore, all these guys. Swamp Thing, Sandman, Lucifer, Fables. I don't know if Fables was written by an American or a British guy, but he was certainly inspired by those type of works. Point is, there's that. It's like, as I see Comicsgate as a rebirth of the comic book industry in a new form, freed from its previous bonds. In a way, history is repeating itself by having a new British invasion, right? A Comicsgate of the United Kingdom. Am I making sense here?
Like you're saying, it's something that's always been recurring. There was a revamp of the American comics with Kirby Stanley. There was the heavy metal year. Then there was the UK year. It's always been something that's happening. Is that the medium, the business, the medium becomes stagnant, and then you have a new breath of fresh air that comes in.
That's right. And I just wanted to say, by the way, this is on the pre-launch page, just to highlight it. If you guys like that kind of stuff, Vertigo, you should love this book, because the number one inspiration for it is Sandman. If you read Sandman, then you're aware that you have Dream of the Endless, or Morpheus being the main character, and then you have his siblings, 7 of them, which are the embodiments of concepts: death, destiny, desire, and so on and so on. And so I sort of that was one of the main inspirations. So if you like that type of storytelling, you should certainly enjoy this. But also, if you like superhero tales from the golden age, obviously this is not golden age art, but I do try to be positive and hopeful in my stories, as I used to be quite the opposite. Sometimes I read back at some ideas that I had back then that I still have saved in my computer, and I cringe, because it sounds like they were written by a suicidal man, or somebody, some serial killer in the world. And now that I'm a little older and a little bit wiser than I was when I wrote those things, I realized that we don't need more misery in the world. We need more hope and positivity. And so hopefully through this book, your hope towards humanity can be restored a little bit, just a bit.
Okay. Soul is saying, don't forget to ask Aleandro about details on comspace.com/action figures this time.
Yeah.
So what is action figures about?
Well, let me see here. One sec. Let me share my screen. So I shouldn't have called them action figures to begin with. I have to change it to statue. But anyway, on the website, I put an action figure tab. So I started working with this guy, Nicola, on 3D sculptures of the characters. We only did fire so far. Here's what it looks like spinning. And this is an idea for the future. They would be 3D printed and not too big. Little gracious statues that you can, I can 3D print and make part of let's say, a slightly more expensive perk, because, for those, we understand the costs of shipping, crowdfunding. And so if you have a 3-dimensional object like a mug and stuff like that, it's more expensive because you need to, the package and everything. But yeah, it is an idea for the future, and we can do that and a lot more if people rally around this project. I really appreciate Dave, um, being very nice about positive, thinking that everybody's gonna love it. I really hope so. I
I
really
think
hope
so.
so.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
it
think
looks
it looks
really
like
good so far. Yeah.
I
it
hope
looks
so.
interesting, but different.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Now, in case there's folks on who didn't see you, the last time we had you on, how many total pages will this be?
44 right now. Right now at the 44. Even today, yesterday I was at work changing the script around, because, like I said, I want to make it as exciting as I can. So I'm thinking of moving things around, and right now actually the script is 46 pages, because I changed some things. But as I've already calculated the goal to 15K, I have to make it 44 pages. So again, I have to rewrite some things, move, or delete some panels, things that are fluffy that we don't really need to know the characters and move the plot forward. So yeah, it's going to be 44 pages.
Okay. Dave says we're always up for an invasion. It's kind of our thing.
Yeah.
Is this going to be like action or drama, or like what would be like
It's gonna. Well, obviously there's gonna be action. You can't have, here's the thing that I love about Sandman, but I don't love about Sandman. Um, Sandman has these beings who use some very interesting abilities, right? But you don't really get to see them fighting, action fighting, stuff like that. That's how columns of creation, in many ways, are superior to the Endless of Neil Gaiman, because as a character, I mean, right? The idea of a character, because they are physical, so they can use powers. They can use fire, water. I mean, Avatar: The Last Airbender, it was a huge success. So obviously, there's an audience for that kind of stuff. So there's definitely going to be action, and there's going to be some drama. If you like, let's say, the Umbrella Academy. I don't know about the comic, because I read the comic and I wasn't really impressed with it, but the show, if you like that kind of stuff, superhuman siblings with who don't get along, and there's a lot of drama, but then the drama evolves into superhuman problems, and big fights, then you will enjoy this book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mother was just watching that show yesterday with my brother. Yeah. She was liking it.
Mm-hmm.
I've never watched it.
Me neither. No, I don't know.
Oh, here we go. Soul wants to know, Soul's guest wants to know if the Earth Elemental has vengeful intentions.
I guess you'll have to read and see.
Oh, he's not giving you any spoilers, Soul. Quit trying.
Honestly, I love the idea behind it, though, because again, like even if there's not enough like quote unquote like action that people might be looking into this book for, it seems like it's more kind of like mythical, almost like that kind of like it seems more so like the ancient sort of like kind of like Greek tellings or like folklore of like I see this more of like it could be read as like a novel, but clearly there's going to be some action pieces.
Oh no, there will be. I made sure that there will be nice action, really nice, like fan service. Mm-hmm. I'll give you that. Don't worry about it. As I write it, I try to think, what would I want to see in this comic? What would I want to read? I could make it without action, but what a waste would that be? You have elemental characters who are not going to use their abilities. No. So you will definitely have action, and to be a little less cryptic about the Earth question. One of Earth's abilities is that he can communicate with the animals, right? With a fauna of our world, any world. So he can't just communicate. He can feel them. He can feel their anguish, their anger, anything. So again, we will see what happens with Earth, but there's more to Earth than you think.
Oh no.
I like it though.
Hopefully Earth don't get around like a slaughterhouse or something, or we're in
Be nice.
He's gonna be like, no, the piglets. He's just gonna start like rampaging everywhere. Oh man. But this does the art looks really good. The story sounds like it's gonna be an interesting one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know like maybe your price points yet?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep it at $25 because I would love to make it cheaper, but due to current costs within indie comics, the cheaper I make the comic, the higher I need my goal to be. And 15K is already high enough. I think we can all agree with that, especially considering that it's my first project. It's going to be a fixed goal. So if I don't achieve that number within 60 days, it's not going to happen. So it's going to be a challenge, but it is going to be $25. It's going to be a very simple and very cheap campaign in terms of financially speaking. I'm going to have a PDF perk. I'm thinking maybe $10. I don't want to go too low since the next one is 25. And with that perk, you're not going to get anything. You're not going to get stretch goals. You're not going to get Paradox trading card, even if you sign up. That's why I specify you need to back at a physical perk. And then the next perk will be the book with the cover you've seen, $25. Then there's going to be a variant cover with Fire sitting on the rock by himself. And then there's going to be a black and white version. And these are all going to be $25, even the black and white version. And then I'm going to have a featured perk, which is probably going to have the original cover, plus the black and white cover, plus the PDF, plus Earth's trading card. Because Earth is everyone's favorite design. That will be the only way that you can acquire Earth's trading card if you get the featured perk. So that's what I'm thinking so far. Your mileage may vary.
Right. And you said your goal's going to be 15K.
Yeah.
That's a pretty. You're going to definitely be having to promote hard.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing. It's been I've launched a pre-launch page, maybe a month ago, and I've already been on 15 shows. And I plan to launch the campaign not right away. So there's still going to be there's still going to be time, but I don't have a choice. I'm not making any money from this. $8,000 is going to my team, and then the rest is going to shipping and printing. Mm-hmm. So I'm not really thinking if I make money for myself, that's obviously welcome, but I'm not planning for it. And everything that you've seen, I've paid. It's coming out of my pocket. Trading cards, and the pages, the cover, the logo, really everything. So that's what we do this for the love, right? For now, we do it for the love.
I don't know if it's kind of a gamble, but I've seen that some campaigns, especially like the first comers, and it's like I think it's the first campaign you've done like this.
This is my first campaign.
Yeah, it could be difficult to reach the. I don't know. Maybe you're lucky and you reach it, and fantastic, no? But maybe it's better if you put like a lower goal and do like in demand, so people can, like you reach your goal and then it keeps open, so people can still put money
The thing,
into it.
well, in demand,
That's the purpose of the stretch goal. Technically, you have the funding, which is, yay, we're going in demand, and the other one is, this is what I really need.
yeah,
More or less.
I know.
That's-
I know a lot of people do that, but you can only do that if you can actually invest a large
Mhm.
amount of money. If you can cover the costs, I can't do that. I already spent $2,000 on making it this far. Now I need the backers to help me out and make this happen.
Mhm.
And hopefully, the quality of the stuff you've seen warrants such a hefty goal, and we can make it happen. So, I would love to make it lower, but I can't because it would be a gamble, and then that's not fair towards the backers. If I put a goal that is lower than what I actually need, without which I can't fulfill this project, then I'm just toying with them.
Mm-hmm. I'm always saying is like you never go. You have to make sure that the amount that you're asking for, you can at least fulfill the books. Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally everything that I'm asking for. Is hey man, everything that I'm asking for is necessary. Everything.
We got Mr. Phil's in the chat. He said hello.
Oh, hey
Someone's
Phil.
asking if Greg fell asleep or is he gone getting more coffee?
Don't jinx it.
was there like a tiny beef between Greg and Mr. Pops?
Yeah, but you don't get involved in
tiny back and forth.
you don't get involved in grown ups little feuds,
like,
dude.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there, so I was just kind of staying out of it.
that's good. Yes.
Greg,
Yeah, I've already signed up, and I'm like this one and Company Man. This is like two comics that I'm super looking forward to for the upcoming comics. Yes.
yeah, I need to actually message back him and set up a guest. Have him on to talk about Company Men. Kimosabi.
Kino Subway. Kino Subway. Ah, man.
Get out of here, Tim. Get out.
You couldn't even be further apart. Like it's Australia, you're US. Yeah.
Like, Greg isn't here to start that, and then you start it.
Yeah, they look similar. He's just a rounder version of Chris. Right?
Oh, the first time I saw Kimosabe, I couldn't believe it. I thought, like, no, that's no way that's him. I thought it was going to be, like this really old 50 or 60-year-old dude, and he looks like he's in his 90s or 19s or something like that. That was weird.
Yeah, I seen a picture of his like facial. I wasn't expecting him to be so young.
No, me neither. And I think he said he's like 30s or something, but he looks like he's 19 or 18.
I think that Soul has been having a bit too much alcohol and spicy chips. That I'm not getting that comment. Sim is always asking extra for Blood Hunt, no matter which campaign you're backing. Is it me? It doesn't make sense, that sentence. Can you rework that sentence or that question or that statement, please, Soul?
It's 6 p.m. around here, so maybe he's already.
And maybe ask your friend to read it over before you send.
Kimosabe, Voltron engaged.
Anyway, I just wanted to say, obviously, everyone in the chat, make sure that you sign up to all these awesome people's campaigns, and because we need your help. And also remember, when you sign up, please confirm from your email, because on our end it's not going to show up as I confirmed otherwise. So I don't think you would get notified, right?
But before you leave, when you launch a campaign, you're going to have some page sampled on the campaign, right?
Yes, of course. The pages that you've seen on the website, that's what we're going to have on the campaign page.
Sweet.
Yeah, but obviously you'll be able to see them in full and zoom in and look at really the quality of the lettering and everything, the cover, and I'm going to show obviously all the trading cards, even though obviously they won't be all unlocked right away. I want the backers to see so that they can look forward to them. You know, and we'll probably have depending on how we do. I'm thinking right now we're gonna have 2 stretch goals, very low stretch goals. Like every $500 after 15K will unlock 2 cards. So yeah, if $16,000, if you sign up to this campaign and then back the feature tier, you will have all 8 trading cards. And then in the future, again, if the campaign does well, I'm planning to make a trading card book binder because I want to make more trading cards for the next campaigns. There are more characters in store, and so you're gonna want to own them all.
I want the Earth one.
I should be signed up. Because I went through and I'm not sure because I'm not getting the after you sign up that little email they send you to confirm. Yeah,
maybe it's in your spam folder.
They go into spam sometimes, or like if you're using Gmail, they go into updates. Like you have 4 windows. Sometimes they go from sponsor to this, and when you send an email for what was the name again? MailChimp. Like when they send me thing, they show in promotion. They don't show up in updates or primary. They show up in promotions, or they go into the spam. So people, when you're using those, make sure to check your promotion. They can be on anything. Sometimes they even show up in social. Go figure. So if you don't get them, please just make sure you check every Windows on your Gmail because it's a BITCH.
All right, that's good thinking. Greta Levitra is like, Aleandro's still talking. What the fuck? Yeah, I know, right?
Yep. So
all right,
Greg,
well, I'm gonna fuck off now. You guys can carry on because I need to drink enough. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
I just signed up to it, man. It looks
thank
good.
you so much. I appreciate it. I'm gonna watch this back and I'm gonna sign up to everyone that I haven't signed up to yet. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you, Chris, for having me on, and thanks for the chat. And thank you guys. And I'll see you next time. All right.
Bye-bye.
Later.
Have a good one.
Bye, guys. Bye.
So Soul is going, Sim, do you want some fries with that salt? Yes, please. And Soul goes on to saying, like, right, so do they eat fries in French land? They have something with a gay name instead, don't they? I don't know, but it's safe to assume gayness. See what I'm saying? That guy's projecting. That guy's in the closet. And by the way, they're called French fries, you dumbass. Invented by the Belgians.
The Belgians invented the French fries.
Yep.
Greg's back from doing, alpha male things.
Drinking coffee like an alpha male. God damn it.
Yeah, with a straw.
Smashes it through the office.
Straight into the brain. Come on.
I just checked my spam folder, Sim, and apparently I have an email from Hex in here, and all it says is test.
That's the thing, is that's what I realized when people were telling me they didn't get their email from MailChimp, right? A lot of people were getting them in different little windows. Like some people got them in promotion, some got in an update because they already interacted with one of those messages before. It's weird, so just make sure, just check all.
Soul saying to Greg, Pommes de coq. And Greg says,
I don't know.
Allez-vous?
Never heard about that one.
Oh, Lordy.
Some people thinking that they know something that's French. Stop trying to act educated.
Well, I don't know anything about French, and I'm proud of it.
Everybody knows the most important thing.
In the stream once. The only thing I know in French is Le Grand Nichon.
And no, don't forget, everybody knows Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? And every guy should know that fucking line.
But it's voulez-vous
coucher
coucher
avec
avec
moi
moi, right?
ce soir? Meaning, do you want to sleep with me tonight, guy?
No, Sam, I don't. Oh, Lordy. But
Just the way you said it, like, oh no, thank you, no, thank
Nope,
you.
nope, 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 nope.
Oh,
look at that. 100%. That's
we are
great.
on that. My goodness. This is.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some backers. My goodness, this is
There.
awesome.
Oh, you're down to 39 hours.
Only 39 hours.
Yeah, so if you haven't backed Red Eyes 2, make sure to get on it. All right, yeah, there we go. You can get Red Eyes 1 as well if you missed out on the first campaign. I'm gonna be backing this. I will probably be backing that drawn in tier.
Always with the drawn in tier.
Yeah, there's no bestiary on that one.
Yes, I changed it. By the way, I don't know in what stream I was talking about that I wanted to change that to include all the books so that whoever gets those tiers, they also get everything, no? Because the original one only had the comic, and so they explained how to go through the process of hiding the old perk, contacting the person and telling them they'll get everything, and creating a new perk. So now the new drawn in tier includes everything, also the old one as well, not the the one you can see in the campaign now. It has when you click on it, it says everything is included. You know, book 1, book 2, alternative cover, the bestiary, and the ashcan. So that's like a little change there.
All right. All right, Sim, you might be onto something here. Now Greg's saying that this coffee's giving him a weird boner. I wonder if it's GMO coffee.
I keep telling you, guy.
Why is he bringing up his boner now?
Yeah, and why is he like going after all the guys? You know, you should be something for other guys.
I don't need to know all that, Greg.
It's called overcompensating.
Pops is saying plus could change plus meme chose what?
Plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. Yeah, the more it changes, the more it stays the same. That's what he just said.
I just see something about memes. I don't know.
Yeah, I also thought he was talking about memes.
Oh lordy! But Mr. Feed, what is this Red Eyes about?
So, for everyone in the chat, the usuals and the new ones, this is a dark fantasy saga. This is like the imagine the Dirty Dozen movie, but published by the Heavy Metal magazine. So it's R-rated dark fantasy saga. It's about a group of insurgents who are trying to save their land. They're in the middle of a very crazy mission, almost a suicide mission, and they inadvertently get their hands in a legendary thing called the Red Icon, hence the name of the comic, which is this world-ending MacGuffin. And so now they're in the middle of this crazy mission, and they have this thing, and now everyone is after them. So like all the different factions in this continent, secrets and otherwise, are looking for them and trying to, probably kill them to get the Red Icon back. And that's more or less the story. Those guys you see there, those are the villains. That's the official cover for the second issue, the villains cover. So those are the evil guys who are after the heroes. And the protagonist is a group of 9 heroes, protagonists, and it's all about this dynamic between them. Like one of them is an expert shooter, the other one is an expert mage, the other one is an expert fighter, and they have to, like balance it out in order to survive. Very much in the style of the Dirty Dozen. And the protagonist is Blondie. He's the guy with the mohawk. He is the son of one of the leaders of this rebel insurrection movement, and he screwed up too many times, and so he was sentenced to death. But then his father's like, whoa, hold on. So he puts him in this crazy mission, a la Dirty Dozen again, you can go on this crazy suicide mission, or you can get hanged tonight. That's kind of his options. And so over the course of this mission, he's going to have to learn to become a halfway decent human being or die for the glory of the insurrection. That's Red Eyes in a nutshell. And yeah, the guy with the hat, yeah, I got funded. Thank you, Mr. Said, or Philip. I don't know which one of the brothers you are. So the the mentor, that's the typical mentor figure. He's kind of the Obi-Wan Kenobi of this story, but he doesn't die immediately.
Okay.
He'll be around
Dave,
for a couple.
to help you out, Zayd Comics, that's Phil. Zayd Ninja, that's Brendan.
Yeah,
All
Zayd
right.
Comics is Phil.
Phil, thank you, Mr.
Yeah.
Phil. Yes, I got funded. So yes, we're on the mount and we're moving on. Now we're coloring, flattening, finishing with a sexy monster girl bestiary. So we are, how do you say, working like crazy.
Okay.
Now.
So Greg is like, now it's David's turn to unsell his book. Then he added refunded. I'm like, he's acting like you would have to have funded. You would have to have backed it first.
Maybe he did. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, Mr. Greg. Please don't. Please don't.
No, Mr. Greg, no.
God damn it, no. Oh my goodness.
What did you say wrong?
What did I say wrong? It was the furries, the furry porn with the bestiary, or what was it?
I think
Well,
it's the way that blonde guy's looking at that tiger's ass is like, nope, making Greg feel uncomfortable right there.
The way he's looking at the pussy.
Well, maybe he's seen that the bestiary only has sexy ladies. Maybe Greg wanted some beefcake.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, the first one, it has at least one beefcake, When we go in the goat man section, there's like a goat woman and a goat man. So
Oh, well,
maybe
there you go, Greg. You got an alpha male champion in the bestiary.
an alpha male goat man.
Yeah, he just happens to be an alpha male and also be gay.
That's kind of weird. I tell my artist, like include one man, and he draw this goatman that looks kind of very, I don't know, differently persuaded than straight. I don't know how you managed to do that. I was like, okay, there you go.
Hatch is saying David feed fully fulfilled last time. Safe buy. Yes, sir.
Yes. Oh my goodness, that was such a hustle with the fulfillment. And well, if anyone listening, I can highly recommend John Mallin's Secret Door Fulfillment. Delivered, did everything right with tracking numbers and everything. He was on top all the time. Like he was dying of coronavirus and he was still sending me emails from the hospital. So like, wow, damn it, yeah, that's an alpha male for a change.
Okay.
And
They'll saying Dunkel Ziffer likes the drunken cat.
And by the way, Greg, if you notice David's face when he said that, right, the alpha male remark, there was a pun. Like a real alpha male, finally.
Greg is saying the book looks great, but we need entertainment, David. So if you're not showing us some ass, it gets boring.
See,
goodness.
David, I'm fighting him for you now.
Greg, so
I have some ass to show.
I want to know why Greg wants to see David's ass.
You want to see my ass? What? No. No. I'll show you some ass of the characters, but not mine. Sorry. My ass is taken. I'm married and everything. No, I was in the
You want to
street
sell
with
books, don't you, David? Come on.
Sorry. You want to sell more?
You know what you say.
All right,
Shake that booty. Shake that booty.
No.
Okay, so if you get David to 10K, he will twerk on this show when that happens.
Okay, that's something I can do. You mean like naked, or at least with a thong?
No,
or
no,
something
not
like
naked. I'm just thinking.
I like how that's the one thing that you kind of give into. You're kind of like, okay, maybe, okay, that
that?
one's
Okay, I
fine.
mean, 10 grand, like, man, that's
The last time I did something like that, I'm like, you guys get me to 5K in 2 weeks. I'm gonna dox my nipples. I was funded in 2 weeks. You don't fuck around with this shit. But you have to be ready to live up to your word, guys. I doxed my nipples on video. I shared the goddamn video and I shared pictures. And I'm like, thank you, people.
David's
Okay,
like, well, okay, that's the compromise I'll go with. I'll just twerk.
we have to. I mean, 50. No, what do you say? Like
And
5,000.
we said 10.
So
If we get you to 10K, you'll do a you'll do
yeah,
a
of course.
twerk.
You know, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
5K,
can
you'll
do
do a
that.
dab. 10K, you'll do a twerk.
You have to do
Not
like a
naked.
bodysuit with
Not
a thong or
naked.
something
Don't
like
get your
that. You
hopes
know,
up.
we have to go fragaboom with a body, with a bodysuit. And then
This guy was saying if I was to see David's man so said this got very French all of a sudden.
Oh, man,
Hey,
Hey,
it's
see,
it's
we talk
Miriam.
about shaking ass. Look, Niliam just walks in.
She says, "Hey guys, yo David, don't listen to those two. They're just lazy to do it on their own."
I've done it, sweetie.
Well,
I was doing. Oh yeah, so I was doing a little drawings, talk about ass and stuff like that. That a sketch for Mr. Sim. You know, when Sim's been so nice giving sketches to everyone around the CG scene, so I wanted to do something for him as well. So this is the Nat.
Not,
How do you say it?
not in
Nat.
his harem.
Nat in his harem. So there you go, Mr. Greg. A little bit of ass.
Nat.
Wow.
I thought that was hilarious. He looks for like in sketch. It looked like Kami Mark with the Nat logo on his chest. Like Kami Mark would have like with Nat's Manscape.
Well, there you go. A little bit of ass.
That looks great, David. Thanks.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. I hope you like it.
But when you first told us about, when you first came on the first time and talked about Red Eyes, it when you described it and everything, your pitch and stuff, it reminded me of Basilisk.
Yeah,
That was my first thought.
I am very inspired by Basilisk, and it has some of it. Like there's like 9 heroes and there's like 9 main villains, and it goes in that direction. In that every one of them has like their own unique set of skills. So some of them are more like poison taster trackers, and some of the others are more like into fighting, and the others are shooters. So it's not like one of them can shoot and fight and use magic and everything. It's really each one of them is very specialized in their field, and the same goes for the villains. Not like some of them, like the fat one, that he can regenerate, and the other one he doesn't have any powers, but he's an excellent marksman, so he can like snipe them from very far away. And so yeah, the Basilisk influence is definitely there.
See, Soul is still going. Even David fan art for Sim doesn't include Blood Hunt. You know why? Because Blood Hunt was the best comic book in CG from 2019-2020, and some people just don't want you to know yet.
I haven't seen that one. Like when I got into CG. No, wait. One of the first streams I ever saw was you with John Mallon talking about Blood Hunt, and I thought it looked amazing. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna include that in my drawing. I'll do that for sure.
And trust me, 80 page of bloody mayhem, Sim style. So trust me. So right now, you're sounding more like, I wish I had it.
No, Mr. Officer, he's the man. Like he's been so helpful with me as well. So yeah, I have nothing but kind words for Mr. Officer.
I like roasting. I like the fact that we all roast each other in here.
Yeah.
It's a good way to pass the time,
Yeah, but it also makes it entertaining, and it also breaks the monotone way of just chilling books. Like you go chill you go take puns at each other in the chat, and I think it's also good for to build a thicker skin because you need to stop taking everything so goddamn seriously all the time.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Sim,
Yep.
take over. I gotta go refill my coffee.
Go refill your coffee. So we're going quiet for like 5 minutes. No, joke aside.
All right, we're gonna go dead air, everybody. All right, just
Yeah. Okay. So let's go this. Okay. Doom, 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 doom. Next. No. Okay. Okay. So this cover we're looking at right now, that's the OD cover, if I remember properly, right?
That's the OD cover, yeah. One more thing I wanted to say. I don't know if you have seen this movie called X, which was like a manga anime at some point, and pretty
Just
old.
X. Yeah.
Yeah, just X.
Yeah.
I think it's by a company named Clamp or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very much in the same vibe of Basilisk. It's like 9. It's a group of 9 or 10, and they fight over 10. But it's like it all takes
That would make
place
sense.
in.
That makes sense why it's called X. It means 10. Yeah.
You know what? I never thought of that. That never occurred to me in all these years. I just thought that like, okay, X sounds cool, so let's name it X.
Mind blown.
Oh my goodness. Oh, honestly, that never occurred to me, but yeah, it makes sense. Well, anyway, that movie is also pretty cool, and it's also an inspiration for this, Although that one is more like, like modern Tokyo. It takes place in a city, and it's all, it's
But
more.
dude, the first time I saw your project, like Red Eye, on the first time, it reminded me of oh man, I blanked out. Sega used to have a Altered Beast. There you go. That's what I had in mind when I saw your campaign the first time. I'm like, this is so Altered Beast. Like, that you used. I don't know if you played that game, but the power ups is you start, you're walking, you're a person, then you power up, you turn into a tiger or a wolf or something, and then you go up and you. Yeah. Yeah, that's the first thing it reminds me of every freaking time I see your book.
It's like I saw footage of that game and I liked, but I never played it. I never got to play that one. I thought you were talking about Bloody Roar, like that fighting video game where you could change into a beast halfway through the fight. Like if you fill the beast bar or whatever, you could turn into a beast and you have access to more powerful attacks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You played that game. I thought you were talking about that game.
But that's the thing. Altered Beast. That's what it was.
No. Bloody Roar is like a different. It's like a fighting game.
That's what I'm saying. I used to play that game too, but it's the same principle, Altered Beast, except that it was older. It was in the beginning of Sega, right?
Right, and it was a 2D
and it was
scroller,
just it was a side scroller, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So after that, the other one was technically Altered Beast, but in fighting mode, like.
Yes. Yeah. That's the one I played.
Hatchbox. I miss Bloody Roar. Yeah, that was another one that was good.
Yeah, no. So Mr. Officer is saying in the Soul Lion, Bloody Roar 3 was pretty cool. Is that the one where they included this like unborn thing? They could turn almost in like in half insect, half hybrid monster.
Mm-hmm.
That was my favorite character.
That's one of the things that I didn't do it because there's too many people doing it, but it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. I'm a big fan of The Island of Dr. Moreau, not the goddamn movie. I'm talking about the novel. I used to love. I love reading that as a kid, and it's always something that I liked and I wanted to do. That's why I like that Image comic called The Kindred, because that's an idea I had. Is like, imagine people. It's a known thing that people were doing. Try to freaking mix DNA, and come on, mixing like human and different animals. There's so many interesting things you can do with it, but everybody's doing that. And then after that, you have the furry. And as soon as you do anthropomorphic kind of story, everybody goes, "You're a fucking furry." So you're like,
Have you ever seen that one movie? What was it called? Like Splice? I think it had like Adrian Brody or something in there. Like that movie terrified me as a kid because I remember seeing that like back in like I think it was like elementary or middle school, and that freaked me out seeing that, and it made so much sense because it's like, well, there could be a lot of like facilities that would be doing that like right now, you know.
But you remember Species?
No, I don't remember that
Take that one out.
I remember Species as a young lad.
one. Anybody remember Animorphs?
Oh god.
Yes, is that the Transformers with animal? Or is
Oh
it-
no, that's Beast
Yeah.
Wars.
Oh, that's Beast
No,
Wars.
no, yeah, I remember Animorphs because it was always at the Scholastic stuff, in the
Yeah, like those.
school.
Yeah, like really crappy sort of like Photoshop, like
Yeah, those
cartoons
covers.
to animal.
Okay.
Those-
Greg is trying again to be alpha, right? And he goes, "Where is Boogie all the talk?" Dude, you joined in late. He was talking when I joined in.
I actually talked in the beginning a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
Greg,
said in the beginning. Yeah.
Greg, you gotta wake up, Boogie. Stop it. He's trying to nap over there.
He's in rest mode. He's recharging.
Yeah.
His battery's low. Oh, Pale Riders was his hail Pale. He says morning show. Oh, Chris isn't wearing his red dress. Bummer. Shut up, Pale. We don't talk about
Look at
that.
it!
What? Okay.
Welcome to the inside joke.
Is that like a stretch goal? You had challenged
People that don't know
yourself
the
to?
joke about the red dress,
Yeah, well,
It's
they
an
don't need
insider
to know the
joke.
joke about the red dress.
about Chris one day, like last year or something. Was it a year or
That
two ago?
wasn't last year. It was. This was like 12 years ago.
So for you decided for fun for Halloween or something to go to work but dress as a lady. So you can imagine the awkwardness when you're working in services. So imagine you're placing boxes or something and you're bending over and there's a guy that's looking at you. Oh, hey, sexy, and you wake up, you look at him, and you look like Chris. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So were you challenged to do this? Was this like a bet you lost or what?
I was working at Walmart as a overnight grocery stocker, and all the women there wanted me to dress up as a lady because I had I guess because of my longer hair or something, I don't know. So the one manager even picked out the dress thing and everything. So I put the dress on. I think I even made myself little boobs with towels and stuff, and all this stuff. They put me had me wear. Then they did my hair up on break and everything, and that was what I wore that shift. So the one time when I was breaking down the truck, I was bent over, and this guy was coming up through. Apparently, he was checking out my butt, and then I stood back up, and he seen my facial hair.
And you went,
And he was like,
and then you said, "Excuse me, sir, can I help you?"
yeah, basically. And he was just like, oh. And he hurried
Excuse
up
me,
down
sir.
the aisle.
Yeah. Excuse me, dude. You enjoying the view? Can I help you?
And then later I was in, I think, the water aisle stalking, and two Mexican fellows from the plant was coming up through and seen me, and they had these really big toothy smiles, and they were just staring at me. And then I was working, and they kept coming up and down the aisle, and then I went to the other aisle, and they followed me over to it. And then I went to another aisle, and they followed me over to that one. And it went on for quite a while. I was like, am I going to need an escort out when I leave, or what's going on here? It's getting weird. But yeah, that was an interesting day.
Yeah, some people are into it. Don't play with fire, guy. It's like saying, so some people are into furries, and you go and dress yourself as a fox, and you go, don't you fucking dare.
Well, yes.
Or if you had
if you click on this drawing here, you'll see that it includes all the books. So in case someone is interested.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink.
Know what he means?
Nah, I'm just.
Yeah,
So obviously the red eyes 1 and 2 bundles, both of them, and then
yeah.
You only put one B in the book?
Sorry.
There's only one available? To
what
be
do
in
you
the
know?
book, there's only one.
the drawn
There
in.
was one of them was taken already.
And
So
then,
yes, there's only
what's
one.
this here? What's this featured one?
Also, the feature one is the one that includes the bestiary.
Okay. Yeah, so it's just Red Eyes 2 and it's bestiary.
And the Ashcan. Although the Ashcan,
Okay,
I'm
and the Ashcan.
only going to include it in all the comics, in all the tiers anyway. It's this black and white preview of the next project.
Okay, so yeah, so you can now can you get this perk and then get the first book as an add-on?
Yes, I changed that. Someone told me to do that, and now you can do that. It's an
Okay.
It's an add-on now.
All right.
So
Cool.
this and the new bestiary is going to be themed. I think you say it like that, where it's only water and underground creatures. So it's going to include like all the ones for the old bestiary, plus some improved illustrations, and of course, a couple of new illustrations for the new monsters that are going to be included in the book. And it's going to have a little bit more pages, 60 pages. The other one has 52, I believe. 52, 54 pages, and this one's going to be 60.
I'm saying Dunkel's wants to burn his eyes out after the species comment.
I don't see his comment. Who is this Dunkel Tifa guy?
Dunkel Ziffer is Soul's friend. He's there
Yeah.
with Soul. Yeah,
So
so,
that,
he's not commenting. He's
That's
talking
okay,
to Soul in person.
Yeah. And
I see.
Greg is asking him, "What's a Dunkel Ziffer?" Then he answered, "That's the guy next to me. That sounds like an alpha male." So, don't suck up to him. Like, I thought it was funny. Like, stop sucking up to him. I'm the one on the keyboard.
Yeah, I was like, I keep saying that thing. I keep seeing it, and I don't see his comments.
I don't know. All I'm seeing right now is a beta getting spun around by a few alphas.
I just thought of comment. Ooh, yeah,
Oh
so,
my god.
I'm working diligently creating these new monsters. So this is like a plant monster. And I'm having my artist digitally ink them. Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay. Wait.
what am I doing here?
Chris, stop it.
There you
So
go.
this is like
Well,
a
I
hamster.
thought he was done.
Stop
It's like
pushing
some
the
sort
button.
of
Wait, I'm just gonna stop.
giant mole hamster creatures, and some oyster creep monsters, and there. So yes, we're working hard on this right now.
Okay, so Pell Rider is celebrating because he made you say the story again, and then he goes, "That's when his cross-dressing began. Nothing to be ashamed of. You be you, Chris. We love you."
You do more power to you, as they say.
Thanks, Pale Rider. I appreciate
it. Awkward silence. What happened there?
it. Oh Lord. Wait, how many pages? Oh, okay, there it is. The 60 pages for the bestiary.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And it's gonna be like the first bestiary, how it was set up with like stats and everything.
Well, yes. If you go all the way to the top, where the and you go a little bit to the right, yeah. So it's going to include more stuff. So it's going to build upon the old one, and it's going to include a little bit more, like special abilities, and like a little bit more of rules of this game that I'm thinking about. I thought of doing like the first pages of the book, instead of explaining the story of the Red Eyes, like in the first one, is going to be explaining the rules of this sort of D&D game I'm building.
Yeah,
Warhammer / Dungeons and Dragons game figure game.
You're setting up the foundation for a role-playing game.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the idea. So yeah, it's gonna the stats are gonna continue there, but now we have like special abilities on top of that. And of course, the same text is going to be there, the explanation of this species, where they live and what they look like, and what are a little bit of their abilities, and what was in the other one before.
All right. Awesome.
And if you go to the image on the left, that's like okay.
Hold on. What?
Okay,
What-
yeah, that's
what am I doing?
Wait. Are you playing with me, Mr. Chris?
No, I don't know what I'm doing.
The one on the left with the black and white
This
pages.
one?
That one. That's
Okay.
the Ashcan. That's like a new IP that I'm working on. It's going to be a sci-fi story, and this is being drawn by Rafael Crestani, who's working with Aaron Calmari, I think his name. And
Oh, Aaron?
this is like when we're ready for the next campaign, I was planning to do Red Eyes 3 or this one, or maybe both. I don't know.
You got Aaron
A little
working
preview
with
of
this
what's
one?
what's coming next.
That's cool.
Yeah, and if you show the other one,
Says he's unselling his book again. Stop him.
oh my goodness, what am I doing wrong?
I said he's already unselling his next book.
Oh, you have to shake my ass for that one as well. if I get 10,000 signups from a mailing list,
You're not being gay enough for Greg, I guess.
And what's going to be the title of that book?
the title of that book is going to be Redshift Express. So maybe everything in my company is going to be red something. Red Eyes, Redshift Express. But at least in that one makes sense, like Redshift is like a thing in space that actually exists, and I thought it sounded cool for the name of the story. Midnight Express or Redshift Express.
Makes me think of Red Ball Express. Yeah.
I don't know that story. What's that?
It's I remember it from World War II. Right, but it was also apparently a movie. But yeah, it was like a convoy system in World War II. They called it the Red Ball Express.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the idea is, I think that redshift is when things come closer to you, at least with lights in space. So almost all the objects in our universe, they have a blue shift in the light that we perceive from them because they're all moving away from us. The universe is expanding and so forth and so on. So almost nothing is redshifted. And the whole idea is that this girl gets into some trouble with the law and with some aliens, and everyone is after her. And the only escape for her is to board this thing called the Redshift Express, which is a spaceship that is going to go to a place on the other side of the universe that, because of the expansion being, the farther things are, the faster they expand away from us. So the idea of this book is that this Redshift Express is like the last ship that is going to get to a section, with faster than light and whatever, that at some point it will be never accessible to us forever, because it's just going to be expanded so far away from us. No? So that's like the last hope for her to escape this awful situation she gets. That's the basic idea.
Okay.
Is that better, Mr. Greg? Am I selling it now? Am I not selling?
Soul says, don't make him shake his ass. Looks like a giddy first semester who can't sit still.
Well, what do you say, Chris? Oh, thank you, Mr. Officer.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a compliment. Or...
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I make also like videos on YouTube. Like I get so excited and I start making weird voices.
Oh, Lordy. But do go check out Red Eyes. If you haven't, please go get that first one. I did receive mine. Where did I got it set? It's set here somewhere. Oh, here it is. So I did receive my copies.
Of what? Red Eye?
Yeah, Red Eyes. I got it. I'm just showing them off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and there went the trading card. Oh, dear.
See how it's taking care of them?
Yeah, I take very
Just
good.
threw it on the ground.
I take very good care of my of my things I receive. No, I don't. Oh my! But yeah, so you will get these books. You know, he has fulfilled it previously, so you don't got to worry about getting stiffed.
No, there's no stiffness in here.
Don't say
Right,
that.
that sounds horrible. That sounds like I have a problem.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't say that.
No.
It's like you're saying there's nothing sexy in there to give you a stiffy. Come on.
So if you have problems with stiffness, sexy wants to go be silly.
If you have problems with stiffness, see a doctor.
It will. This can fix a certain stiffness and help with the other.
Greg's falling asleep.
There you go.
Get
Oh,
red
okay.
pilled with red eye.
Pale Rider's got to go. I'm so sorry to see you go, Pale. Yeah.
Cheers, sister. You're right.
No more.
And
No more red dress talk. Bye.
No more red dress talk. I also have to slowly but surely make my way. Have how do you say religious service? How do you say that in English? I think. Yeah, well, that.
Oh, you gotta get going.
I gotta get going.
He has to go to the church.
I gotta go to the church.
Oh, okay.
Just on Zoom now, so you know.
Yeah, anytime you gotta go, you can always head out if you need to.
Goodbye properly. So
So yeah, go back red eye too.
yeah, it's definitely so for everyone. Go check it out. You can get the first one if you're curious. You can get the Mystery if you're curious, or just the comic, of course. And we'll include a little Ashken preview of the next project, which is this sci-fi thing we're working on now. And that is that's how it should go. Thank you, Mr. Chris. Thank you very much for letting me be in your stream again. Thank you, Sim, as well. It's always a pleasure with you. All right, so
take care, buddy.
Take care, David.
Really, your comic looks pretty cool.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Wow.
Oof.
Bye.
Later.
Then there were 3.
Yep.
The weak are getting weeded out. Where does that went through? Let's see. 2,394.
So what are you looking for?
I'm trying to. I don't know. All right. Back to the thing we started to talk about at the beginning of the stream now. Mr. Robert.
Oh, that guy. What's up?
Yeah, that bot.
And he is not a Russian bot.
Not a Russian bot. He's a BoogieBot. Well, I'm the BoogieBot.
Hey, that's actually a good question.
That's what I said before. They traded the name. He gave his name to the robot. It used to be called Boogie, and he was like, "Nah, let's call him Robert."
Pretty much. Whatever he says, that's the official canon now.
So where was Robert made?
That you're gonna have to read the story to find out.
Let's see.
The answer is 011001100.
Input denied.
Miriam says Chris actually looks half awake today. Well, I'm on my second cup of coffee.
Yeah, you went for a nap for like 10 minutes while we were keeping the show going.
Yeah, that was power nap. Just laid down on the floor back behind me.
We had like a 10-minute hiatus. We were just like humming a song like.
Yep, it was intermission. All right, come on.
So it's like, why is there blood hunt in the background? No one asked for that.
Well, I mean, I wanted to, I haven't pimped a sim project here lately, so I put it in the background.
And you keep bringing it up, so So, how many pages is
Oh.
that graphic novel again?
For Robert, it's 60 pages, fully colored. But we also have the black and white edition for it, or the bundle pack that has everything included with it: the black and white version, color, and then an original issue 1 that I did back in 2014. So far, right now, I have half of the pages already completely penciled, inked, and colored. I'm waiting till I get all the rest, the other 30 pages, completely done, so that way I can actually like letter all of them together, so that way the lettering looks a little bit more consistent.
Is the Preston piece on the campaign?
Yeah, I think I posted it right there. It is.
Is that? Wait, no. Did I go too far? Hold
I
on.
think it's a little bit more.
There
There
it
it is.
is. Okay.
Yeah, and that's an original pinup by Preston Acevedo. That one's actually still available for those who want to purchase it. It goes for $350, but that's usually his asking price on a lot of his like pieces that he does. And honestly, it's a really cool piece. I wasn't expecting him to actually do something like that.
Soul says Dunkel Ziffer wants to know more about Blood Hunt, but I'm the one at the keyboard. Not today, Dunkel Ziffer. Oh Lord. But this yeah, Preston always does good pieces.
Oh yeah, and I was just amazed to see like his take on the characters, because I would have never thought like to see like my characters like done in a wholly like completely different style. But
Mhm.
I think they work really good, especially for like the kind of like pencil sketch sort of like design that he usually does for a lot of his books too.
They look bulky, bulkier in his drawing. The robots, like Robert, looks bigger to me. Like he's got those big like shoulder things there.
Like it kind of reminds me, like it looks like what like an 80s style like movie would have been like in their world, if somebody had made like a movie based off of them, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Where like Charles is like in my book, like he's a little bit more thinner, he's a little bit more like I guess kind of like gaunt like in the cheeks, but in here he looks a
Yeah.
little bit more bulky. He's been at the gym a little bit more, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice piece. I like that. I always like everything. I think I've liked every piece he's done so far for people in their campaigns. And of course, the cover is always good looking.
That's the black and white version of the cover, and that's completely done like in pencil inks, like on bristle board.
I like the villain bot.
The one eye, or the two eyed, but like one's like screwed up.
Yeah. Let me scroll back up here. I got a little ahead of myself there. I wanted to see that Preston piece. Alrighty. Yeah, so this is kind of like a kind of spaghetti westerny style robot comic.
Yeah, so it's just like it's a spaghetti western that takes place in a kind of post-apocalyptic sort of like world. After like it's about 100 years after the events of Y3K. The massive solar flare happens and wipes out most of like Earth's technology. And in the year 3000, we used robots as kind of like a slave labor force. But after the events of Y3K, a lot of the humans had to be put in, like a lot of the humans went into bunkers, into hiding, and all the robots miraculously just woke up one day. Like they all basically rebooted, but they woke up again without like any purpose. So a lot of the way how they get like a lot of like their personality is through a lot of the media that we watched and read, like books and novels, TV shows. And then that's why some of the main characters, like Eastwood in the book, makes a kind of persona off of Clint Eastwood, and a lot of the other Western bots get their personalities off of a lot of other Western, like spaghetti Western type like heroes and villains.
So yeah, so we end up with like kind of like a over the top factions and stuff in
Yeah,
this book. And
exactly. And then in the updates, I think there was I posted an image of Sid, the punk rock bot.
yeah, let me bring that up here. Oh, so we got posters.
Yeah, and since we broke the first stretch goal, everybody actually gets a free poster, and I ordered more posters in because I had that poster done previously, but
Mhm.
because we broke the stretch goal, I ordered more posters for everybody. So whatever perk that anybody got from this campaign, everybody's getting a free folded poster with their book.
Sweet. There's the poster again. Get a better look at it there. I like how they all have kind of like, like they're all exposed wiring and stuff. Like they look kind of crude, 'cause they're so exposed with their wiring and cables. And of course, Robert, you said he was the first, right, like first real robot, so that explains him being more crude than the other robot.
Yeah, and then so certain robots have like certain advantages to others. The main kind of like hot commodity in the future is robot parts. Since humans aren't really the main population, it's mostly populated by like Earth is mostly populated by robots. But the way how they always trade and sell um, like supplies to humans is that they need robot parts or they need people to fix them up. So maybe for Charles, because he's kind of like he's a mechanic, but he also has to get by fixing up robots. So maybe a robot would trade him like services to replace an arm on him for like some like cans of like old like Campbell's soup or something, that's still
Mhm.
preserved. And with Robert, he was actually made in the 1800s, since he was the first robot that was ever actually concepted. But one of the advantages that he has to a lot of those other robots is that he's mostly clockwork. But when Charles finds him in the story, he kind of makes him into like a blend of old parts and new parts. That's why he has some exposed wires. Most of his actual structure is iron, is made out of cast iron. So he's a little bit slower, but he can withstand a little bit more like kind of stray bullets, and he can take a little bit more damage than somebody like Eastwood can because he's made out of steel. But he's a little bit lighter, so he's faster, and he's got like a better aim due to the software that's inside of him.
All right. Soul and Greg are back and forth in the chat. And Soul saying Greg fell asleep again or fainted, which would be a very French thing to do. Let's see. Then we got the press test data piece
Yeah,
again.
you have Greg that goes like, this double zipper and thing has gone too far.
Oh, there he is.
We need an intervention for Soul. Then Soul answers, you need an intervention for your mom. You missed-
Yeah, and that's Sid, the punk rock bot leader. He's kind of like the wild card character in the book, but he's gonna have his own little faction too of punk rock bots.
So it's kind of like was it the Warriors?
Yeah,
where
like
every group had like the kind of an over the top like theme.
it has a little bit of like the kind of like the Warriors kind of like groups, or there was that one movie, The Gangs of New York, where they each had like their own kind of like crew and like the kind of stuff that they would do.
Yeah,
And then like
remind.
I'm sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, me reminded me of punk rock Jesus. But keep going.
Yeah, and then that's a lot of the influence in this character too, because like a lot of the art style that I've kind of built over the years has been kind of based around Sean Gordon Murphy, with like a lot of like the kind of scratchy sort of like it's like hard blacks on white paper sort of style. And one of the first books that I actually read from him was Punk Rock Jesus, and I wanted to make sure that I had that sort of at least a group that represented that, and because I thought what would be a good type of genre to pin against Western bots, and I thought like punk rock bots would have been a nice sort of dynamic, like juxtaposed to robots that are acting like cowboys,
Yeah, I've never read that punk rock Jesus. I don't know anything. I don't think I've ever read anything by Sean Gordon Murphy. So.
Well, Punk Rock Jesus was really good. Something Tokyo Ghost.
Yeah, Tokyo Ghost. I think he did the artwork on that one. I think I forgot the name of Rick Remender.
Rick Reminder, yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was a good book. And then he did one with Scott Snyder. I think it was called The Wake.
Yeah, that was good.
So most of the work that he's done, and he even did the current like White Knight Batman books.
That I didn't like that much. The art is good though. I like his art.
Yeah, I mostly got those books mostly for his artwork in the White Knight books. I think the White Knight, the first story, I think it was just kind of more so just like it wasn't that deep of a story, but it was still like a Batman story. Part two kind of strayed off a little bit, I think, but I still like those books pretty well.
Hatch says Sean Gordon Murphy is overrated.
Yeah, one of the ones I like is
White Knight was trash.
the one that he did
I
with
like White Knight.
yeah, I like the one he did with Miller called what is it, the Chrononauts? That was good too.
I heard a lot of people hated Chrononauts too. Like I think what's it called? I think Richard C. Meyer mentioned that it was just like Time Bros, pretty much. But I kind of dug it too.
Yeah.
Because it was just kind of like over the top sort of like Back to the Future if like if Bill and Ted were in a sort of like Back to the Future sort of like a setting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Let me scroll back up, go back to the main thing here. All right, 60 pages that you could get for $25. I like that. I like that price point.
And the Gears and Cogs bundle, that one's the you're getting 2 full 60-page books. One of them is the black and white edition, and then the other one is the in color. But the third book that comes with it is a floppy, and it's of the original. Because I used to work with this company called Unearthly Comics, and we used to do a lot of like the convention circuits. We would always kind of go out of town to sell a lot of our books. And when I joined the company back in 2014, I actually did 2 original issues of Robert, and they were each. The first book was actually 16 pages, and that floppy was the actual first, technically like first edition that I ever did of Robert. All the artwork that's in this graphic novel is completely new artwork, and the story's been a little like changed a little bit over the years, but that floppy is kind of like a little piece of history, so people can kind of have like this was like the first iteration of it.
Yeah, so if you're a collector, that could be a nice little piece to have, especially if Robert becomes a big deal.
Oh, yeah, and then in the Gears and Cogs bundle, everybody gets a sketch from me of a specific character. So for a lot of the characters that I've kind of shown off in the book, I'll contact everybody individually and ask them. They get a character specific piece that's included with their bundle as well.
Because you never know, Robert could become the next like Iron Giant. Have a big animated movie.
And that's a big influence too for me, looking for the Iron Giant.
All right, hey, we got Mr. Darkside.
What's up?
This morning. Him and Miriam is going to be doing a stream today. I seen on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're doing a stream about who would win in a fight, Godzilla or King Kong.
me and my friend from work got in like not into an argument, but we were kind of like we were kind of like kidding or like kind of like joking around, kind of like kid talk, like no man, giant monkey would win, like no the lizard.
Look,
Yeah,
if you respect the actual specs, right, you should technically be smaller. But
yeah.
they made him bigger. Remember, he's climbing buildings. Now he's taller than buildings.
Yeah, they sized him up so he would have a
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah, but they also they also overly sized up Godzilla. Godzilla was not that big. Like the American version is bigger than the Japanese. He's taller. Like yeah. So to me, I just think it's going to be a fair fight.
Because I think
But we all know how it's going to end. We're going to find out that that's Mecha Godzilla, the bad guy. and then they're gonna turn around and have to fight versus probably like Mecha Godzilla and Mecha King Kong or
Well,
something.
yeah. I
And
mean,
then Godzilla was gonna kill King Kong, but King Kong says save Mothra, and then Godzilla says, "Why did you say Mothra?"
What'd you say that
They all know Mothra. Ah, you smell like Mothra. Remember, Mothra died in the last one and just sprinkled all over Godzilla, so
Godzilla.
he probably has the smell of Mothra.
Oh, so that's how King Kong recognizes it. Why do you smell like Mothra?
Kong's just there, like holding that axe. He's like, "Do you
Yeah.
bleed, lizard?" You gotta.
The one cool thing that was in that trailer though was that King Kong was holding like an axe, but I don't know if you guys noticed on that axe, it's literally just a giant bone with
It's
one
a
of
tomahawk.
Godzilla.
It's
Yeah,
a
but it's
tomahawk made with a Godzilla fin. Yeah.
yeah, and he's got the spike on there. Like that's something I've never seen like them do in a King Kong versus Godzilla scenario.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It should just end with like Kong just grabbing like a coastal gun, just ripping it out and just blasting. Throwing like a big hole in his chest.
Yeah, all he has to do is grab a tank or grab a freaking big boat and go fire.
Like, you can't stop me. I'm King Kong. I'm like 6-gun gorilla's granddaddy. Let's see. Greg is wanting Darkseid to help him roast betas. Yeah, I don't know, Greg. You're being a little beta in the chat. You're over there falling asleep.
Dude, you know what that is? That's a little chihuahua barking at the big dogs.
You're better. You're better. You're better. You're better.
I gotta admit though, Gun Demon looks pretty sweet though.
Oh, Darkseid says he's going to prepare for a battle, but want to jump in here to say hi.
Well, hey, Darkseid.
Here's like, "What's up, monkey?" Monkey. Yeah, I mean, how could Kong lose? He's got a bigger brain and he has thumbs.
Yeah, but that's
all you
he has,
need.
That's
he has
not
opposable thumbs. But the thing is, Godzilla is like slow and doesn't move right. The other one has mobility, dude. That's the thing. Like, you know, even if he would be smaller, right? Dude, he has mobility. You could freaking ride King Kong, like, you know, like put a freaking harness on his mouth, choke him, and freaking like go there. You could use King Kong as a cannon. I'm not King Kong, but Godzilla as a cannon.
Godzilla has
Yeah,
those
like-
little.
No, the
T-Rex arms.
ending's gonna be that he's gonna be sitting on on Godzilla, riding him with his axe.
like Into the Sunset.
Yeah.
It'd be like what was it? Was that never-ending story where like the kids riding
Yeah.
a tree or whatever, and he's like,
Oh,
"Ah." It's just like
What was it? He just like King Kong just yells out like, "Yeah!"
Oh god, I don't know.
I don't know. My money's on the primate.
My money's on Monkey.
Godzilla's just got those little T-Rex arms. King Kong's just gonna box him. Just
Mhm. left, right, uppercut.
gotta keep
you.
your guard up. Gotta keep your guard up, Godzilla.
And you know, one thing that King Kong knows that Godzilla can't even do, and it's dodge.
True.
I'm hoping the monkey suplexes him.
But yeah, I hope he grabs him by the tail and body slams him.
Or like swings him around by the tail.
Yeah. Swings him, picks him up, and bagange.
Just rock bottoms him, stuns him.
They're like, "Oh, we made King Kong bigger to make it a better fight." I'm like, "Bitches, you just rigged it in King Kong's favor. He's huge now." That's what I'm saying. Yes, that's my way of thinking.
All right, hold on, let me scroll up here. No. Trying to get through this chat. See, here it is. Hey, Joe Froggo's here. Hello, sir.
What's
Hey.
up?
My rival. All right, let's see. No, I more in the chat. Sup, dudes and Chris. Gosh dang rival. Oh, whoa. Greg said, God damn it, looks like shit.
Oh,
What are you
well,
doing, Greg? What are you doing?
you know.
Greg, weren't you just yelling at Mr. Feed about unselling his book? What are you doing? Oh, Lord. You're right, Greg is acting kind of beta today.
Look, the game's like, that's because Godzilla doesn't need to dodge airstream. He has Mothra to come save his ass. Oh, hold on. It's true. She already died. Yeah, but we all know what's gonna happen in that movie. That's what I said. Oh, we don't understand. He's out of control. It's gotta be. It's already been hinted. So they're gonna have built a freaking mecha Godzilla. It's out of freaking control, right? Or it's the other way around. They tried to manipulate with the freaking sound wave thing.
We're all wrong. The whole movie is actually going to be the two little girls fighting.
No. They're the coach, dude. That's the Pokemon side.
Yeah, they're standing behind them like,
Because you have one little
Godzilla,
girl
use
controlling
atomic
King Kong,
breath.
and you have one little girl controlling Godzilla.
You have one acting like Mr. Miyagi, and you got the other one acting like what was his face? The one from Rocky, Rocky's
Yeah.
coach. You know, like you gotta crap lightning.
like in the last
He's
freaking
gonna
Godzilla
kill you,
movie,
Tom.
that little girl just learned how to use a very sophisticated machine with a system that nobody understands, but she can control it. And the other one is a tiny little girl that makes a little fucking teddy bear, and out of nowhere, a giant fucking monkey sees her and decides to be nice with her.
Kong's like, if he dies, he dies.
He dies.
So the old Chinese guy is dead, so they're gonna have the new Chinese guy that's gonna yell to Godzilla, "Dodge!"
And he's gonna be on top of a building and says like the line from the first Godzilla movie: "Let them fight.
Boy, dodge this time.
Let them fight. It'll look cool."
You mean even if it destroys like the entire city and maybe kill like 25 million people, let them fight.
They cause all the destruction at the end, and they're like, "Do you see how much damage they cause? Look pretty cool, right?"
Well, okay.
Did you see how?
Did
you see the cartoon of how it should have ended? Like the city's destroyed, Godzilla's walking away. Everybody's like, "Yeah, thank you, Godzilla. You're awesome. Why?" Superman flies in and goes, "What the fuck?" He destroys half the city, saving you guys, and you guys are like, "Woo! I destroyed like less than this," and you're like, "Woo!" It's not cool.
Well,
Poor-
it's because
poor
Godzilla's
Superman.
an animal.
Screw you guys.
Sneerm says yes, Sim, because she is deaf. You be nice to deaf girls.
Oh man.
Okay, yeah. So King Kong decided like, difficult, be nicer. Got it. He can smell the deafness.
Kong didn't want to get canceled.
So that's probably what that happened when he's on that boat smelling the water. That's no little girl.
I don't know. I would like to see it be kind of like Pokemon. Just seeing the one girl be like, Kong, use body slam. The other one being like, Godzilla, use atomic blast.
They pull out like joysticks at like the corner of the screen. You just see them like pressing the buttons, like button mashing.
But am I the only one that saw that fucking little trailer and went, "What the fuck you guys doing?" They fucking put King Kong on a freaking big boat, right? Like a back boat, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Dude, monkeys can't swim.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like, I'm sorry. Like the first thing the first thing I see, I'm like, oh fuck. Godzilla like attacks people out of the ground. Why are you bringing the monkey in the middle of the water? He's not attacking nobody in the middle of the water.
Well,
yeah.
they probably should have like helicoptered him in, like all those
Yeah.
like giant yeah, I guess like just like the massive like helicopters just kind of bringing him in.
Or just put him on the freaking beach, dude.
That too, yeah.
Like you may all yell and just attract the freaking Godzilla there. What like the ape, like Godzilla in the water, he's screwed.
Yeah, that was my first thought when I seen that trailer and he's in
Yeah.
the water. I'm like, well, he's fucked. Like Godzilla could like easily, go around in the water. What's Monkey gonna do? Just sit
He's
there and,
faster
like,
underwater,
die?
yeah.
Yeah, like he's just gonna be running circles around him and just taking bits of him out.
Godzilla's just saying like like you're in my home now, bitch.
Dude, all
like,
joking aside, I like both. I'm just happy to see them fight, and we all know we're not gonna get a winner.
Oh yeah.
well, no, you can't job one of them out. It makes one look like a bitch.
Well, I think
Like
Godzilla
a
lost.
beta, right?
Godzilla lost in the original.
He fell off the cliff or something. Yeah.
My theory is that that the two fight, Kong wins, but then it's revealed to be Mechagodzilla. So that way Godzilla doesn't look like a punk.
That's what's gonna happen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. Because if you look at the trailer, like when you see people go down the stairs, right? For a fraction of a second, you see the big cloud of smoke. It looks like a fucking Mecha Godzilla. It looks
Oh, and
mechanical.
like the red glare was coming out
The
from like,
red, the red. Yeah, but if you take a look, you see like a metal frame structure, like a metallic frame structure, and the red eye. If you pause it, and I'm like, huh.
I thought I seen somebody post a picture where in like the corner they thought it was the turtle. Is that one that like gets in and just spins?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for Gamera, yeah, but that's like a completely different like license to get, or unless they just somehow surprise everybody and they're like, well, Gamera's in here now.
But they're pretty much mixing all the Nagai characters. So.
Mhm. Then we see Ultraman come in.
Oh no! Please don't.
Man, I love Ultraman.
King Kong needs to beat his ass. There you go.
Yeah. I'll pay to see that.
Yeah, for people that don't know what Ultraman is, technically one of the first Power Rangers, if not the first.
All right. But yeah. Anyway, back to the robots.
Go Power Robots.
Boogie robots.
I will say in my closing statement on the Godzilla versus King Kong. I can never get into the movies because it's always like, here's these two really cool kick-ass big guys and they're gonna fight. But first, let's spend like 2/3 of the movie following around these human people, listening to them go on about their stupid stuff that you don't care about.
Truthfully, I think it would be cheaper on the studio's part. Like instead of hiring like A-list celebrities, like, hey, we need you to sell this movie. Let's give these people let's give these actors like millions of dollars that the audience clearly doesn't like. They just want to see Big Monkey and Big Lizard.
Yeah.
You kind of get what I mean? Like I would imagine that'd be like a cheaper. Like they can get like C-list or even like D-list actors, and nobody would really care either way.
Yeah, nobody would really tell the difference because they're barely paying attention.
Exactly. But when Godzilla comes on screen, everybody pays attention.
They're like, oh, what I came here for? Okay. Yeah, because like I think I watched that one Godzilla movie that the West had, the one that like the East hated, and I don't remember any of it because like I just tuned completely out because I'm like it's just on and on about like these human people. I'm like I came here to see the big lizard do big lizard things. I'm like, this is boring. I'm going back to doing something else.
I'm coining that phrase: big lizard, big monkey.
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 It's the monkey.
Oh, and I think I'm gonna have to go in a minute. I think
Yeah, but we passed the 2 hours soon, so we should start closing up. We never really go over the 2 hours.
Okay,
Okay, well, I'm going to play Robert's trailer.
Yep.
sounds good.
Y3K, a catastrophic event that nearly wiped out the population and fried all of Earth's technology. But what if the robots rebooted without purpose, without guidance, without laws? These automatons emerge and create a new world of their own design. Humans are just living in it. Almost 100 years since the events of Y3K, Robert, Charles, and Eastwood are scavengers. Gutting and dismantling is part of the job. But after scrapping the wrong bots, the crew find themselves on the wrong end of a gun. Ramon, leader of the Western Bot Gang, has set out a bounty with a high price and has the gears to pay to bring Robert and his crew for crossing it alive or in parts. Robert is 60 pages of high-octane action and adventure, generations in the making, with story and art by the BoogieBot of BoogieBot Comics. Will you join Robert and his crew to escape their bounty? Back Robert today.
All right.
I mean, it looks good to me.
Yeah.
Well, I hope so.
I would hope so.
Greg saying, Boogie, why was your voice so hoarse when you recorded that?
I swallowed a bunch of ice cubes and said, I'm going to go ahead and do it like this. I said, yeah, that's the voice.
Want to sound tough.
I smoke. You smoke 2 packs of smoke first.
There we go.
Grit. Did you do? Who did the colors? Was it you?
Yeah, I did the. I'm doing the pencils, inks, colors, fulfillment, pretty much everything on this book. The only thing I didn't do was the theme song in the trailer. That was actually my older brother that did that for me.
Lazy.
I know, pitiful of me.
Oh, it looks good. Yeah, I like. I like both black and white and colors. With comics, I like both because with black and white, I feel like you can kind of see the art a little better, like the details.
Mm-hmm.
But like with this one, I kind of like the colors too. So yeah, I think the colors are good.
Well, thanks, man.
So I think I got to draw it into. Yeah.
Yeah, and I still have to get you to send me some reference pictures of you. But you said you wanted to be turned into a robot, right?
That's right.
But yeah, I'll still ask for the reference pictures later. Dustin actually got the second drawing tier. He's getting his the teddy bear from his book actually drawn in.
Oh yeah. He's getting his unstitched character. That's cool. So I wonder how he's going to do it. If he's going to have it like as a little thing in the corner or something.
I emailed him. I DM'd him about it, and we're gonna see where I end up putting him in the book. Hopefully, he likes it.
Soul says Chris would do his own theme songs with his banjo. No. I have the jug. Yeah, actually, I have a goose egg, but that's about it. Hey, Christine Venner's here. Hello, Miss Christine. Hope you're doing well. You missed a lot of the show. We had on Mr. David Feed. We had on Aleandro, and we have on Mr. Boogie.
Hello.
And of course, Mr. Sim. But yeah, I keep forgetting to send reference photos to Emmy for Reality Hackers. She keeps getting after me about that. I'm gonna have to do that today. I'll send her like a selfie or something. That should be enough. But yeah, I really like in crowdfunding all these different like ideas. Like the different stories like this. This is not something I would get, from the quote unquote mainstream stuff that I see. This is a fun, different story that interests me.
That's why I like seeing a lot of these like campaigns and a lot of these like live streams, just because you get just an abundant amount of just different ideas just all together.
Oh no, you're fine, Christine. It's all good. If you're a little late, you can always, if you want, you can always catch the replay.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Hey, Chris. Well, we're still live before we leave, and we have Christine and a whole bunch of people still in the chat. I have one question, because I know that there's a lot of people that do like my black and whites, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I couldn't do a black and white of Telson and Adverse, because the three first ones were all lost and I didn't have them, right? But since I found them and we're redoing the colors, would having a black and white version of Telson and Adverse still be interesting? And should I add it to this campaign or do another campaign for it? What do you guys think?
A black and white for Tales from the Netverse?
Mm-hmm. Because I found the black and whites of the rose and that one, so I could do a fully black and white.
I think
edition.
that look pretty sweet, honestly.
Yeah,
Like a whole like black and white edition.
Mm-hmm. Like
Yeah,
I couldn't before because I lost the original, but I did find them.
Yeah, I'd say the question's going to be whether or not to make it its own campaign or to just add it on to some other campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or like an exclusive perk on like your next campaign.
Soul's saying as long as you don't add Blood Hunt black and white.
A Blood Hunt is already in black and white and on the campaign.
And then Christine says, I'm not a huge fan of black and white, but I know a lot of people do love it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of black and white.
I was surprised how many people actually like really do like black and white. Because again, like with Michael Bancroft, he was the one who talked me into putting a black and white version for Robert.
Yeah, because like I between manga and then also growing up with old indie, I had some old indie books that were in black and white, and I remember just really liking those. Because personally, I like the art. It's all nice, but I've always been more of a I've always been more focused on the writing aspect as much. But I do like the black and white because it just I can notice things more, I guess. If that makes any sense. But I don't know, Stim. I don't know if you should do your own campaign for that or if that should just be added on.
You should technically have still have like a month to run. So I'm thinking about it.
Because I don't know if there's like how you say enough demand to warrant its own campaign, or if you should just kind of add it into one you're already going to do. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, right now I'm also thinking of doing the black and red edition for Red Above Blood Hunt.
Christine says, put it as an add-on, I reckon. Soul saying black and white is already kind of niche, and in a book like Blood Hunt, which is also black and white, tough sell. Greg says the only black and white I liked was Sin City. Oh Lord.
Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to head out now, guys.
Alrighty. Yeah,
it was great chatting with y'all guys again, though.
So before you leave, just let everybody know where we can find you.
You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Indiegogo. I'm at the BoogieBot Comics. That's the same handle for everything you can find me on. And I'm always posting new artwork, new videos on just like the little like work in progress pics and everything. And I'm posting updates consistently on this campaign, so you won't miss anything.
Yes, please do go check this campaign out, and if you like what you see, do go back it because it looks and sounds awesome.
Yeah, and we're only 150 away from everybody getting a second poster for free with their perk.
Yeah, go back it. Help me get more free stuff.
All right, it was good chatting with y'all.
Later.
Yep. See ya, Boogie.
Later, guys.
Let's see. Greg says, "I see a pattern. Unsell your book, then take off." Dark Side says, "Good luck with the campaign, Boogie." Christine says, "I don't think I backed this yet." Yeah, Christine, I personally am really excited for it. It's kind of like a spaghetti western, like kind of set in like a steampunky future with robots. It sounds pretty cool, after because we've had Boogie on before, and he went into more detail about it and everything on that stream, and it sounded like a lot of fun. And it's 60 pages for like $25, so I think that's a good page per price. And it just looks really good. I like the artwork, and he sounds like he's got like a whole universe set up and everything. Let's see. Greg says, and then there were two gays.
I keep telling you, he takes his fantasies for realities, dude. Keep pushing, bruh.
Oh, Christine's gonna go check it out. All
Yep.
right.
Yeah, and she's probably gonna back it. It looks sweet.
Yeah, Robert does look really good. I am excited for it. I like his idea with the different themes and how they are inspired by media from before the fall.
Did you see that Rocaford's campaign went live? Groken?
Oh yeah, that's that one you told me about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I seen people post about it on Twitter. I haven't looked at it. I don't know anything really about it yet, so I signed up for it because you said to sign up for it. So that's all. I gotta go look at it. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Christine says, I hadn't backed it, thought I had, so backed it now. Woo, we got a bump. We got to figure out what to call it because Bancroft has his Bancroft bump. We got to have a name for our stuff.
Yeah, we called it the nose bump. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're not gonna stick with it, but that's the work in progress name for it.
Soul's calling her an alpha female indie comic champion.
Oh, we don't even get nothing from the. I got the email like that the campaign's live, but there's no special perk or discount or nothing. Disappointing.
I wonder if something happened with my Indiegogo emails. Because I went ahead and backed Mr. Feed's drawn in tier, but it didn't send me an email confirming.
So maybe it didn't accept it. Go see.
Well, I backed it a second time, and it went through the second time I backed, but still no email confirming. I've checked spam and everything.
Go check your backing on the Indiegogo. But we can do all that when we're signed off.
Alrighty, Sam. You're trying to rush me off here. I see.
I'm not trying to rush you off. It's just it's 2:30 and getting into.
Oh, just one more thing, Sam.
Yep.
Have you seen this, Mr.
What's
Jose? This is Jose Garcia, and he's doing a mailing list for 2 books. He's doing one for Lumina Vox, and then Ginger and Luna.
Nope.
Yeah, I follow him on the Twitters, and I find his art style interesting. And it's a different little it's got kind of like a cartoony look, I guess. There. But I thought it looked interesting. He's been showing pages on the Twitter. So I told him if he if he wants to ever come on to talk about them, because I'd like to learn more about these what he's going to do. He's welcome to come on. But it looks like looks interesting. He's done some pages. Let me see if I can find him real fast. Yeah, like looks like here's some. I don't know. Anyway,
Get him on. Looks like your type of thing.
is that what's that supposed to mean, Sam?
Nothing.
All right. Alrighty. So I guess so says another word. Sim wants some alone time with Chris.
No, I want to go eat something. I'm freaking hungry.
And Stuxnet says he's thinking of hiring Jose for a project he's working on. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I'll check that out. If you do that, of course, you're always welcome on to promote it.
Oh, Christine just said, "Oh, thought I backed Dark Side Comics too." Well, rectified.
Boom. We didn't even have him on, and we got a nose bump.
Yep.
Every time someone backs, my nose gets a little bigger, like Pinocchio.
You got a bloody nose.
Oh God! If I get enough bloody noses as it is. I had like a nosebleed for like over an hour the other day. I was woozy by the end of it.
Hold on a second. Somebody wants to say hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Here's one of my girls saying hi, the little artist one. She's just next to me and she's like with that little cutie face, like, I say hi.
Yeah. when you putting her back to work, Sam?
Later, sweetie. You'll see. She's working on her own little thing, dude. She's doing traditional art now. She does traditional inks and color pencils.
You start.
I'll show you guys some more stuff, but she's very shy. Like even I have to wait to see them until she's ready.
It's got to be perfect.
Oh, Missy, yeah.
Soon we'll be seeing original art tiers coming up on your campaign.
Yeah. Done by Missy.
That's great that she's getting to pursue her passions.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, we'll start wrapping her up then. Mr. Sib, you got any closing statements?
Yep. Give a like and a follow to this channel. And yeah, guys, go back to us on the Nadverse and all those great books you saw here. Take a time to just click on that comic link when you go to Indiegogo. You click Indiegogo and you go explore comics and go back a few.
All right. And as for myself, thanks.
And look at that. I'm $4 away from 6K. Sorry, guy. $4 away. Just 4. Oh. Okay.
Yes, someone back this. Someone throw him a few shekels.
Hey, you get almost like $60 value for $25. Go back up, please, so I can get over that $4 thing.
I just wanted to say, thanks to everybody who tuned in and listened to us ramble. I appreciate it as always. And I don't know if Mr. Feed's still listening, but if he is still out there, I wanted to say thanks to him for the little mention of our show and myself
Awesome.
in the back of the book. It did mean a lot. I did really appreciate it. It made it was a nice little reminder that this channel does mean something to people. because I was big. Well, maybe everybody's just humoring me, But
that there's a there's a purpose to what we're doing.
I mean, I'm glad I'm glad for that. Anyway, thanks, Mr. Sim, for joining me as always. Thanks to the guests, and do go check out the Dark Side and Miriam's stream where they're going to have their debate over lizard and monkey. We'll talk to you all tomorrow evening. Laters.